Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. Unfortunately, we're coming off a losing night, our first losing night of the week. 2-3, minus 0.71 units, I think it was. Prop Beavers, DeAndre Ayton prop did not hit. And actually, we're gonna go make him apologize right now. So let's head on in.
Hello, everybody. I have a statement prepared. I, Prop Beaver, refuse to bet on guys who are A, mid, and B, carry low energy. What we did yesterday, shameful. That's why today, we're back. Dylan Brooks, over 5.5 rebounds plus 6.
All right, we'll get to that.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
First up, red hot Philadelphia 76ers on the road in Charlotte to play the Hornets. 7 p.m. start time. Total opens up at 226, and this line opens up Charlotte plus 10. Public is definitely pretty heavily on Philly here. Line actually drops down to 9.5 for a couple hours last night, but then it's back up to 10 early this morning, and now a couple books have it at 10.5. Let's take a quick look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Charlotte plus 5.64. So we're looking at a pretty significant lean on Philly, 5-point lean on the Sixers. We all know how hot this Philly team is right now. They've won 6 games in a row. They're 12-3 in their last 15. And they're not just winning, they're covering at a solid rate too. They're 8-5 against the spread in their last 13. But want to know who else is 8-5 against the spread in their last 13? Charlotte, man. The Hornets have been covering too. If you're wondering how the Hornets are covering spreads, it's because they're playing defense at an elite level. Yes, I said elite. The offense is as bad as it gets. It's truly abysmal without LaMelo Ball facilitating. But the defense has been amazing. Since the All-Star break, Charlotte is second in the NBA in defensive efficiency. I mean, second best defense in the league since the All-Star break. And look at it by shot zone. Second at the rim, 16th against the mid-range shot, first against the 3-ball. The problem is, as good as Charlotte's defense is, Philly's offense has been even better since the All-Star break. They're first in the NBA in offensive efficiency. James Harden, next to Tyrese Halliburton, Harden's the best facilitator in the NBA. And the Sixers offense is so well balanced that whatever your defensive weakness is, they have the tools to exploit it. But this number is just too big for me. 10.5 on the road. Philly's a better team at home. If Mark Williams plays, I'll put a few dollars on the Hornets. If he doesn't, I'm just going to skip this game. Let's move on. Washington is on the road in Cleveland to play the Cavs. This is a 7:30 p.m. start time. Total opens up at 221. This line opens up Cleveland minus 4. This line's been on the move. It's moved 2 whole points already. We're now looking at Cleveland minus 6. Public is pretty split even here. Maybe a little bit of sharp action on Washington, but not much at all. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Cleveland minus 0.42. So a significant lean on the Wizards, 5.5-point lean. This game kind of reminds me of the Raptors Thunder game from last night. If you remember, we couldn't really figure out why the line was Toronto minus 6. So we went searching for some angles and we found some, and we ended up betting Toronto minus 6 and cashing. We kind of got a similar situation here. The Cavs without Jared Allen don't really scare me. Jared Allen's out again, by the way. To be laying 6 to a Wizards team that's been pretty solid, that just seems too high. So let's go searching for some angles. Well, for starters, the Cavs are absolutely elite at home. They're 28-8 at home this season. That's the fifth best home record in the NBA. They're also 22-13-1 against the spread at home, which is the 3rd best record against the spread. All right, so the Cavs play great at home. That's a start. I don't know if I'm trying to lay 6.5 points to Washington yet, but let's keep digging. Just like the Raps yesterday, it didn't take long to find an angle in this one. We already know that Cleveland loves to attack the rim. They're 4th in the NBA in rim frequency since the All-Star break. How are the Washington Wizards at defending the rim? Pretty terrible. 26th in the NBA since the All-Star break. All right, that gives us some value on a Cleveland bet. I don't know if I'm ready to lay the points yet. Let's keep digging. And then I found the kicker. Here it is. Here's the X factor. Ready for this? Since the All-Star break, the Washington Wizards are 28th in the NBA in turnover rate, struggling to protect the basketball. How has Cleveland's defense done in forcing turnovers in that time? First best in the NBA. So you got the team that's forcing more turnovers than any other team in the NBA against the team that's 3rd worst at turning the ball over. Add on the fact that the Wizards really haven't played well on the road recently. Yeah, I'm there. I'm taking the Cavs here. I'm going to lay the points. It sucks we lost some value. I would much rather have it at Cleveland minus 4. 5 and 6 are key numbers in NBA betting, so to go from 4 to 6 really sucks. But I'm still going to take the Cavs. It just won't be a top bet. Give me Cleveland minus 6 next game. Golden State on the road at Atlanta. This one starts at 7:30 p.m. And check out where the total opened. 246. Holy shit. Line opened up Atlanta plus a half point, so basically a pickup. This line has significantly moved, 4 whole points. We're now looking at Atlanta -4. Maybe that's because Steph might not play. He's listed as questionable. We'll have to wait and see. Public is all over the Hawks here. So let's take a look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Atlanta -4.48, which is pretty much right where the books have it, so not much of a lead there. Here we go again with Golden State on the road. I took a shot with them +3 against the Clippers the other night, took a loss. You just can't trust this defense on the road, man. Check this out. Check these home away splits out. So the Warriors, since the All-Star break, their defense at home is 3rd best in the NBA. 3rd best defense in the NBA at home. On the road, 30th. Worst defense in the NBA on the road. But I have some good news for you, Golden State. You want to know who else can't play defense to save their lives? The Atlanta Hawks. Since the All-Star break, they're just 26th in defensive efficiency. I mean, look at their last 2 games. Both at home, they gave up like 136 to Boston and 134 to Minnesota or something crazy like that. So I guess that would explain why the total for this game is now at 248.5. Good Lord. The matchup advantage in this one definitely goes to the Warriors, though. Golden State offensively basically never takes shots at the rim. They're just 28th in rim frequency since the break. That's the Hawks' only defensive strength, is protecting the basket. Warriors take all of their shots from 3. Since the All-Star break, they are 1st in the NBA in 3-point frequency. They have surpassed the Celtics. Atlanta defensively against the 3-point shot since the All-Star break, just 24. Maybe I'm a sucker for doing this again. It bit me the other night with the Clippers, but I'm doing it again. I'm taking Golden State plus the points. Obviously, I need Steph Curry to play. If he doesn't play, maybe a few dollars on it, but I'll probably pass. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm leaning Golden State here next game. Minnesota's on the road in Chi-Town to play the Bulls. This is an 8 p.m. start. Total opens up at 220, and this line opens up Chicago -2.5. Public is all over the T-Wolves here. Line actually moves the other way. It moves up to 3 for a couple hours, but it looks like it's fallen back to 2.5 on most books now. So let's take a look at the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Chicago -3.7. So it's about a 1-point lean, very slight lean on the Bulls. The books are loving the Bulls right now, and it's because analytically they look great. Problem is they're not really winning many games. Since the All-Star break, they're 5-4, but check this out. Since the All-Star break, they're 7th in offensive efficiency, 5th in defensive efficiency. Does that sound like a 5-4 team? I had a suspicion that those numbers might be skewed because if you remember, right after the All-Star break, Chicago beat the Nets by 44 points, and then they beat the Wizards by 20. Watch what happens if I change our sample size from since the All-Star break to since February 27th. That gets rid of those 2 games. The Bulls go from 7th offensively and 5th defensively to 10th offensively and 23rd defensively. So those 2 games were messing all the numbers up. I think odds makers are dramatically overvaluing the Bulls right now. I don't think this is a great team. And we're talking about a Minnesota team that's won 4 straight on the road, at Atlanta, at Sacramento, at Lakers, at Clippers. These are solid road wins. Minnesota's 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 on the road, 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 on the road. This is quickly becoming a team we can trust on the road. Unfortunately, Rudy Gobert and Naz Reid are both questionable again. They were both questionable last game and they both ended up playing. So I'm going to assume they're going to play, but we really don't know. I'm on Minnesota plus 2.5 here, definitely on the T-Wolves. Next game, Memphis Grizzlies on the road in San Antonio to play the Spurs. This is an 8 p.m. start. Total opens up at 231, and this line opens up Spurs plus 8.5. Line actually drops down to 7.5 for a little bit early this morning, and the public is actually leaning towards San Antonio here. But the line does come back up. We're back up to Spurs plus 8.5. So let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Spurs plus 3.26. So that's a significant lean on San Antonio, like a 5-point lean. I'm actually considering passing on this one. If you watch this channel, you know that I love betting Memphis without Durant. I love that defense. That being said, part of the reason I love them is that they're undervalued. Laying 8.5 points on the road is certainly not undervalued. There's no way I'd bet the Spurs though. So what I'll say Memphis or pass. If you really want to bet this game, I'd lay the points with Memphis. I personally might not though. Next game. Pelicans are on the road in Houston to play the red hot Rockets. I'll call them red hot. 8 p.m. start. Total opens up at 231. This line opens up Houston plus 6.5. Public is on the Rockets here as they should be. Let's do it, Houston. Books respond to it too. Line drops from 6.5. We're now down to Houston plus 5.5. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet. You know my model loves the Rockets. According to the model, the line for this game should be Houston minus 5.72. So that is an 11-point lean on Houston. Wow. The Houston Rockets are now 5-2 against the spread in their last 7. One of the hottest tickets in the NBA over the last couple weeks. Who's fading this Rockets team right now? Not me. I'm sure you've heard me say this before, but basically my thought process on the Rockets right now is they played several months without Kevin Porter Jr., one of their best players. And then Jalen Green got hurt for a short stretch. So The public doesn't really know who Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. are. They're just like, oh, it's the Rockets, they suck. But for a stretch, playing without those two guys, they looked way, way worse than they actually are. Add on the fact that New Orleans is just 12-21-1 against the spread on the season on the road. One of the worst road teams in the NBA. That's the 26th best against the spread road record. And I got another Rockets angle for you. If you watch this channel, you know that the Rockets attack the basket more than anyone else in the NBA by far. First in rim frequency since the All-Star break by a mile. New Orleans protecting the basket since the All-Star break, 29th. Second to last. Let's do it, Rockets. Rockets all the way here. Give me Houston plus 5.5 next game. Boston Celtics are on the road in Portland to play the Blazers. It's a 10 p.m. start. Total opens up at 227. This line opens up Portland catching 5. Line's actually been dropping in this one. On some books, it's down at Portland plus 4. We got a little bit of a pros for public setup here. Public definitely on Boston. Sharp money definitely leaning Portland so far. Let's take a quick look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Portland plus 4.36. Which gives us nothing. That's right where the books have it, so our model's on point here. So I have faded Boston twice in a row and cashed both times. The Celtics aren't playing terribly, but they're certainly not playing at the level we expected to see them playing at this point in the season. Since the All-Star break, the Celtics are 6-5. They're ranked 15th offensively and 12th defensively. So that's certainly not bad. They're slightly above average, but that's nothing compared to the Celtics we saw last year at this point. Boston finished the season 26-6 last year, and they were first offensively and first defensively for most of that stretch. But here's the thing. Portland is terrible defending the three-point shot. Absolutely awful. 28th since the All-Star break. It's the literal perfect matchup for the Celtics. It kind of reminds me of the Celtics game, I think it was 3 games back. They went to Atlanta and played the Hawks. And if you remember in the video, I was like, look, I don't trust Boston right now, but this is the perfect matchup. The Hawks can't defend the three-point shot. And I made Boston -5, my number 2 bet of the day, and it hit. So I'm going to stick with that same pattern. Now, Jason Tatum is questionable, and that's huge. So we need to wait it out. Don't place that bet, because if he's ruled out, we could probably get this one at like Boston -2.5. But I'm definitely on the Celtics. I like the matchup. Give me Boston next game. Dallas is on the road in LA to play the Lakers. This is a 10:30 p.m. start. Total opens up at 222. Line opens up Lakers laying 4.5 here. Public is slightly leaning Lakers, and sharp money is definitely leaning Lakers, and the books react to it. This line is now up to Lakers -5.5. Let's take a look at the spreadsheet. According to our model, we're looking at Lakers -6.3. So a very, very slight lean on LA. Our model's pretty on point there too. Kyrie Irving questionable. Tim Hardaway Jr. questionable. Anthony Davis is listed as probable, but I read something this morning that he might not play as well. I'm going to be honest, I messed up here. I skipped this game when I was capping earlier, and then it was time to start recording, and I completely forgot that I didn't go back and do it. So I haven't capped this game yet. I do want to bet it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post it on, I'll put it on my Instagram story and I'll tweet it out around 9 p.m. Eastern when I know who's playing. If anything changes, I will definitely let you know on Twitter. So give me a follow there if you're interested. Also, if you want the final tickets I put out, which has the top bets, parlay of the day, and a full list of exactly what I'm betting and how much I'm betting on each game, head over to KyleKirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. All right, NBA Friday. We just took our first losing night of the week last night. Let's bounce back. Let's post a green one up tonight. Remember to bet responsibly, and I will talk to you on Twitter.